A silent winner is not born. He is carved from the discipline of restraint, the power of observation, and the courage to detach from noise. In a world where everyone rushes to prove themselves, a true strategist steps back, analyzes, and strikes only when the outcome is already tilted in his favor. People talk because they fear being forgotten, but a silent winner moves with the confidence of someone who doesn't need to announce anything. His results speak with a volume their voices can never match. You become dangerous the moment you stop reacting to every insult, provocation, or distraction. You become untouchable when you think less emotionally and move more intentionally, when you stop giving people access to your thoughts and instead let your unpredictability bend the game in your direction. Silence is not emptiness. It's a battlefield where your enemy never sees your next step. Machiavelli understood this deeply. The man who reveals nothing controls everything, and you, listening right now, are stepping into that power. Every quiet moment you choose over chaos is sharpening your intuition, strengthening your focus, and anchoring your dominance in a world full of weak, impulsive thinkers. You don't need the spotlight, you need clarity. You don't need applause, you need leverage. And you don't need approval, you need direction. This is how silent winners rise, through intelligence, emotional discipline, and a cold commitment to mastering themselves before attempting to master anyone else. If you're ready to claim that identity, comment this phrase below to seal your evolution. My silence shapes my power. Now breathe, stay composed, and prepare for what comes next, because this transformation is only beginning, and each step will pull you deeper into the psychology that separates the forgettable from the unstoppable. Number 2, the power hidden inside restraint. Power begins the moment you stop explaining yourself to people who haven't earned the right to understand you, because the truth is simple. Most people don't listen to learn. They listen to respond, judge, or compare. A silent winner knows this, so he withdraws his energy from meaningless conversations and channels it into strategic action. He understands that every word spoken carelessly becomes a weapon that can be used against him, while every thought kept hidden becomes a tool that strengthens him. The quieter you become, the more you begin to see the real psychology behind people, their insecurities, their hidden motives, their desperate need to appear important. Silence reveals what noise hides. It exposes the weak, elevates the disciplined, and protects the man who knows how to use it. When you stop reacting to emotional triggers, you reclaim control over your life. When you stop oversharing, you become unpredictable. When you stop explaining, you become mysterious. And mystery is magnetic. It pulls power toward you instead of pushing it away. Machiavelli taught that a ruler should never reveal the full extent of his intentions because predictability kills influence. The man who speaks less always has the advantage. The man who observes more always wins. People underestimate the one who keeps his thoughts guarded until the moment he makes a move that leaves everyone stunned. That's the psychology of silent winners. They don't compete for attention, they compete for results. They don't show their work, they show their victories. They don't need constant reassurance because their self-belief is built on discipline, not drama. And the more you embrace this path, the more you'll notice something powerful happening. Life becomes lighter, your mind becomes sharper, and your confidence becomes something no one can shake. You step into a level of inner authority that loud, insecure people will never understand. And that's exactly what makes you dangerous in the best way. Your silence is not emptiness. It's strategy, precision, and power fused into one. If you're ready to rise as a true silent winner, then comment this phrase right now: I move in quiet power. Number 3, the psychology of unreadable strength. The psychology of a silent winner is built on an iron rule. Never show people the battlefield inside your mind. The world is full of individuals who weaponize your openness, twist your words, and feed off your emotional reactions. But a man who speaks little and reveals less becomes immune to manipulation because no one can attack a strategy they cannot see. Silence is not avoidance. It is selective engagement. It is the art of choosing when to appear and when to disappear, when to respond and when to stay still. when to strike, and when to wait. Most people are addicted to impulsive expression. They spill their fears, goals, and weaknesses without thinking. They walk through life with their armor off, surprised when arrows hit them. A silent winner moves differently. He filters every word, every step, every thought. He allows no one to predict his rhythm, and that unpredictability is his shield. People underestimate what you can build when you stop explaining your dreams and start executing them in silence. You grow faster, you make fewer mistakes, you learn more, you adapt without pressure, you elevate without interruption, and suddenly, the same people who dismissed your quietness begin to fear it. They wonder why you don't react. They wonder what you're planning. They wonder why their attempts to provoke you no longer reach your emotions. That confusion gives you leverage. Machiavelli emphasized that a ruler must appear calm even in chaos, because the man who controls his emotions controls the entire narrative. Silence trains you for that mastery. It teaches you the power of internal command, the ability to stay steady when others break, to stay patient when others rush, to stay calculating when others get desperate. The more you embrace quiet superiority, the more disciplined your mind becomes. You begin to understand that noise is the language of the weak, and precision is the weapon of the strong. Your silence becomes a filter that protects your identity, your intentions, and your personal evolution. And soon, your results begin to speak louder than any speech could. People start noticing, they start questioning, they start respecting, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through strategy, restraint, and psychological strength. You rise without announcing it, and by the time they realize your transformation, you're already too far ahead to catch. If you're ready to continue mastering this path of quiet dominance, comment this phrase right now: silence is my sharpest weapon. Number 4. Precision over noise, the silent winner's edge. A silent winner learns early that the world is engineered to distract, provoke, and drain those who lack emotional discipline, and that most people lose not because they are incapable, but because they allow their reactions to be controlled by external noise. When you choose silence, you choose mastery. You choose to step outside the chaos and operate from a higher mental altitude, where clarity replaces confusion and strategy replaces impulse. People who talk too much expose their weaknesses without realizing it. Every complaint, every insecurity, every boast becomes a window into their mind. But the man who stays quiet forces others to wonder, to guess, to speculate. And speculation is power because it makes them play a game you already understand. Silence sharpens your intuition. It amplifies your ability to read body language, hidden intentions, and subtle cues that the loud and reckless never even notice. You start to detect the difference between genuine people and manipulators, between opportunities and traps, between allies and parasites. When you stop talking, the world reveals itself. When you stop reacting, people reveal themselves. This is how silent winners rise. They don't rely on noise to build their identity. They rely on intelligence, consistency, and self-governance. Machiavelli taught that power belongs to the man who can observe without being observed, plan without being predicted, and move without being anticipated. Silence gives you all three. It allows you to hold emotional neutrality in situations where others crumble. It teaches you to wait for the perfect moment to act instead of rushing out of fear or impatience. And it cultivates a presence that demands respect without requiring aggression. The quiet man in the room is always the one people pay attention to, because silence creates tension, and tension creates influence. While others chase validation, you chase leverage. While others reveal their plans, you reveal only your results. While others depend on approval, you depend on your own strategic vision. This difference separates the forgettable from the formidable. And here's the deeper truth. Silence doesn't make you passive. It makes you precise. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you unreadable. It doesn't make you cold. It makes you calculated. The world fears what it cannot understand and respects what it cannot predict. Your calmness unsettles the insecure. Your restraint confuses the emotional. Your quiet confidence threatens the arrogant. And as you walk this path, people will misjudge you, misunderstand you, and underestimate you. And that is your greatest advantage. Every underestimation becomes a doorway to victory. Every misunderstanding becomes a layer of protection. Every misjudgment becomes a shield that hides your strength until the moment you choose to reveal it. If you're ready to embrace this level of psychological discipline, comment this phrase right now: I win through quiet precision. Number 5. Mastery through controlled silence. The deeper you go into the psychology of silent winners, the clearer it becomes that true power is not loud, chaotic, or dramatic. It is calm, calculated, and controlled, with a level of precision that ordinary minds cannot comprehend. A silent winner studies people without being studied, listens without being influenced, and moves without leaving emotional fingerprints behind. He is not driven by impulses or reactions, but by strategy, timing, and a ruthless commitment to protecting his mental space. In a world where everyone rushes to express their opinions, a silent winner refuses to waste energy on meaningless conversations or battles that offer no reward. His silence is not emptiness. It is a shield, a filter, and a weapon all at once. The less he speaks, the more he hears. The less he reveals, the more he notices. The less he reacts, the stronger his position becomes. People who lack discipline overshare, overreact, and overexpose their thoughts, giving away the very information that can be used against them. But a silent winner understands that information is leverage, and leverage is power. So he guards his intentions with the same intensity a king guards the gates of his fortress. Machiavelli taught that control comes from secrecy, unpredictability, and emotional neutrality, and silent winners embody all three. They move quietly, strike decisively, and disappear before anyone understands what happened. Their silence creates psychological tension in others, making them guess, doubt, and overthink, while the silent winner stays in complete command of his inner world. By refusing to engage in emotional warfare, he forces others to fight themselves. Every insult thrown at him dies in the air because he does not react. Every attempt to provoke him fails because he refuses to give energy to the weak. Every effort to compete with him collapses because he plays a different game entirely. Silent winners know that noise is for the insecure, attention is for the desperate, and constant talking is for those who cannot stand the weight of their own thoughts. They rise not by shouting, but by mastering their environment and striking with purpose. They know when to step forward, when to step back, and when to remain completely still. Their restraint is not fear, it is dominance. Their calmness is not passivity, it is precision. And their quiet confidence becomes a force that unsettles the emotional, intimidates the weak, and commands respect without asking for it. When you embody this mindset, you stop living reactively and start living strategically. You stop being predictable and start becoming unreadable. You stop seeking validation and start building real power. This is the path of the silent winner, calm on the surface, dangerous underneath, unstoppable in motion. If you're ready to embody this level of psychological strength, then comment this phrase right now: my silence makes me powerful. Number 6. Rising beyond chaos through inner stillness. The evolution of a silent winner is not an overnight transformation. It is a deliberate rewiring of the mind, a slow-burning shift from emotional chaos to strategic clarity, from impulsive expression to calculated restraint, from being a participant in the noise of life to becoming an architect of your own power. A silent winner understands that every reaction wasted on meaningless people is a withdrawal from the bank of energy he needs for his own rise. He refuses to negotiate peace with distractions, refuses to justify himself to those who lack depth, and refuses to hand over emotional control to anyone who isn't aligned with his purpose. This level of discipline creates a psychological distance between him and the rest of the world, a separation that allows him to operate with a colder, sharper, more focused mentality. And it is within this distance that real power grows. People underestimate him because he does not seek validation. They misinterpret his silence as weakness because they cannot imagine a man who does not crave applause or attention. They confuse his calmness for passivity because they believe noise equals strength. But the silent winner knows that the strongest minds move differently. They operate from stillness, not chaos. They gather information while others spill it. They observe patterns while others create drama. They wait for the perfect moment while others rush into mistakes. Silence gives them the blueprint of the battlefield long before anyone else realizes a war is happening, and the enemy, blinded by ego and impulse, walks straight into a trap that was never loudly announced but quietly engineered. The silent winner uses silence not just as a defensive tool, but as an offensive strategy. When he speaks less, people project their assumptions onto him, revealing their fears, motives, and desires without him having to ask. Their need to fill the silence exposes them. Their discomfort with quiet betrays their insecurities. Their attempts to read him reveal exactly who they are. Meanwhile, he remains unreadable, untouchable, and unshakable. Machiavelli warned rulers to conceal their intentions, to maintain a facade that misleads enemies and reassures friends while hiding the deeper strategy beneath the surface. Silent winners embody this completely. They move through life like a chess master who already sees the end of the game before touching a single piece. They understand that loud people leave trails, while quiet people leave uncertainty. And uncertainty is the most powerful psychological weapon a man can possess. A silent winner is not concerned with proving that he is right. He is focused on positioning himself so that he cannot lose. His silence is not ignorance, it is preparation. It is the sharpening of his inner weapons: observation, patience, restraint, and emotional neutrality. With these tools, he navigates human behavior like a seasoned tactician. He knows when someone is lying before they finish their sentence. He knows when someone is insecure before they attempt to appear confident. He knows when someone is manipulating before they even realize they are being transparent. Because silence heightens awareness, and awareness is the foundation of power. The silent winner's life becomes a study of human patterns. He watches how people depend on attention. He watches how their emotions dictate their decisions. He watches how desperation makes them predictable, and the more predictable they become, the easier it is for him to move around them, ahead of them, and eventually beyond them. His silence isolates him, but it also elevates him. While others drown in their own noise, he rises in his own clarity. While others crumble under pressure, he remains composed. While others rely on external validation, he relies on his internal code, his discipline, his strategy, his vision. And this internal code is what eventually makes him unstoppable. Silent winners are feared not because they seek conflict, but because they do not fear it. They are respected not because they demand authority, but because they carry themselves with a presence that commands it naturally. They are admired not because they seek followers, but because people sense something rare, something powerful, something unshakable within them. And as you grow into this identity, you begin to feel your emotions submit to your mindset. Your reactions become rarer. Your words become fewer. Your energy becomes expensive. Your presence becomes heavier. You no longer need to announce who you are becoming because the transformation is visible in the way you move, think, and respond. Noise becomes beneath you. Drama becomes irrelevant. Attention becomes unnecessary. Power becomes natural. And this is where the silent winner is. Forged in the decision to rise without speaking, conquer without shouting, and evolve without seeking applause. If you're ready to step fully into this version of yourself, comment this phrase right now: I rise in powerful silence. Number 7. Silence as a shield, strategy, and weapon. A silent winner understands that the greatest victories in life are not achieved through explosions of noise, but through a level of internal mastery that most people never develop because they are too busy reacting to everything around them. In silence, you begin to hear your true self. In silence, you understand what actually deserves your attention. In silence, you cut away the emotional fat and operate from pure intention. And this is why silent winners rise, because they stop negotiating with indecision, stop entertaining doubt, and stop allowing distractions to dictate the direction of their life. When you eliminate noise, you eliminate weakness. You stop caring about the opinions of people who have achieved nothing. You stop trying to impress those who can't even control their own emotions. You stop wasting energy on conversations that do nothing to move you closer to your goals. You start to value yourself differently. You start to carry yourself with a different kind of confidence, one that doesn't need to shout, explain, or convince. This is the confidence that comes from internal stability, emotional discipline, and a deep understanding of your own path. And as you walk this path, silence becomes your ally, your shield, and your psychological advantage. People begin to sense something different about you, something dangerous, something controlled. Your silence forces them to observe you more carefully, to question your motives, to wonder what you are thinking and planning. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability is the root of power. Machiavelli understood this and warned rulers to keep people guessing, because the moment others know your strategy, they can sabotage it. Silent winners take this wisdom and live it daily. They don't reveal their goals, they work on them quietly. They don't argue with critics, they outrun them silently. They don't react to provocations, they starve them. And soon, the ones who once doubted them become the ones who fear falling behind them. Silence also teaches a man how to separate genuine connections from opportunistic parasites. When you stop talking, notice who still values your presence. When you stop explaining, notice who still respects your decisions. When you stop sharing every detail of your life, notice who still stands by you. Silence reveals loyalty in a way words never can. And this is where a silent winner becomes truly untouchable. He builds a life based on clarity, not confusion, truth, not performance, purpose, not approval. But the beauty of this transformation is that it happens gradually. Over time, you stop needing attention. You stop needing reassurance. You stop needing recognition. Your ambition becomes internal. Your focus becomes razor sharp. Your emotional detachment becomes stronger. You no longer chase opportunities. You attract them by the way you carry yourself. And people notice it. They notice the shift in your energy, how you don't waste time with pointless debates, how you only speak with intention, how you only move when it benefits your growth. They notice how disciplined you've become, how emotionally controlled you are, how nothing seems to disturb your balance. They can't understand it, but they feel it. And that feeling becomes your unspoken influence. A silent winner does not brag about his resilience. He lives it. He does not flaunt his discipline. He embodies it. He does not seek validation for his sacrifices. He accepts them as a natural part of the path, because he knows that the quiet grind creates loud results. And when those results start to speak, they speak in a voice that nobody can ignore. They speak through your improved life, your elevated mindset, your sharper presence. They speak through your achievements, your wisdom, your self-control. They speak through the way you move, calm, precise, deliberate. They speak through the way you look at the world, with clarity instead of confusion, strategy instead of impulse, focus instead of fear. A silent winner becomes a threat without raising his voice. He becomes a leader without demanding followers. He becomes respected without chasing attention. And most importantly, he becomes unshakable because his power comes from within, not from the noise around him. And when a man's power is internal, there is nothing the world can take from him. His silence becomes a fortress. His discipline becomes a weapon. His presence becomes a statement, and his life becomes something extraordinary, quietly built, quietly strengthened, quietly unstoppable. If you're ready to keep evolving into this level of psychological dominance, then comment this phrase right now: I grow stronger in silence. Number 8. The unshakable mind behind quiet dominance. A silent winner walks through life with a calm that most people will never understand, because his power does not come from noise, attention, or emotional expression. It comes from the discipline of withholding, the strength of observing, and the intelligence of choosing his battles with surgical precision. He knows that every unnecessary reaction drains him, every pointless argument weakens him, and every emotional outburst exposes him. So he becomes disciplined in the art of shutting down what doesn't matter. He learns to redirect his mental energy inward, using silence as the foundation of self-control. And once a man gains control over himself, no one can control him again. Silent winners rise because they are guided by intention, not impulse. They move methodically, calculating outcomes before they act, predicting consequences before they speak, and understanding people before revealing a single detail about themselves. While others chase validation, the silent winner chases mastery. While others broadcast their insecurities, he hides his vulnerabilities behind a wall of strategic calm. While others seek attention, he seeks leverage. And that difference becomes his hidden advantage in a world driven by ego and distraction. When you stay silent, people expose themselves. They reveal their true nature, trying to fill the space. They brag, exaggerate, manipulate, and overtalk, all while thinking you are simply quiet. But you're not just quiet. You're collecting data. You're learning who can be trusted, who must be avoided, and who can be used to push your vision forward. Silence becomes your intelligence network. And intelligence, real, sharp, psychological intelligence, is power in its purest form. Machiavelli wrote that a wise ruler must remain unreadable because predictability is the weakness that enemies exploit. Silent winners embody this principle fully. You never know when they're planning something. You never know what their next move will be. You never know what they truly want, and that uncertainty keeps them one step ahead of everyone else. Where others expose their intentions loudly, the silent winner hides his intentions behind controlled expressions, minimal words, and a demeanor that refuses to reveal stress, excitement, or fear. His emotional neutrality is not coldness, it is strategy, it is control. It is a psychological armor forged from discipline, and this neutrality gives him access to a higher level of focus. He can see opportunities others miss because they're too distracted. He can sense danger others ignore because they're too emotional. He can make decisions others avoid because they're too attached to the opinions of the world. The silent winner does not fear being misunderstood. He uses it as a cloak. The more people misinterpret him, the safer his true ambitions remain. And while they waste time trying to decode him, he accelerates quietly toward his goals. Silent winners are not detached because they don't care. They are detached because they care too much about their mission to waste time on anything that doesn't serve it. They learn that most conflict is unworthy, most conversations are useless, and most people speak only to feed their ego. But the silent winner's ego is fed by progress, not praise. His value does not come from applause, but from self-respect. His pride is earned through discipline, not noise. And that self-respect fuels a level of ambition that does not require an audience. When you fully embrace this mindset, you start to cultivate a presence that speaks louder than your words ever could. People notice the calm in your posture, the focus in your eyes, the precision in your decisions. They sense the internal evolution even if you never mention it. And the more they sense it, the more they adjust themselves around you. That is real dominance, not forced, not demanded, not screamed into existence, but quietly recognized and instinctively respected. Silent winners become leaders, not because they ask to lead, but because their strength makes others follow naturally. Their discipline becomes a mirror that exposes the weakness in those who lack it. Their calmness becomes a reminder of what true self-mastery looks like. Their silence becomes a language of power, understood by only the sharpest minds. And as this identity strengthens within you, you begin to notice you are no longer moved by the same things that once pulled you into chaos. You no longer respond to provocation. You no longer explain yourself to people beneath your mission. You no longer let emotion overpower strategy. You are becoming someone new, someone sharper, someone calmer, someone capable of influencing the world without raising your voice. You are becoming the kind of person whose silence demands more attention than other people's noise. And when a man reaches that level, he becomes unstoppable. If you're ready to continue this transformation and walk even deeper into the psychology of quiet power, then comment this phrase right now: I rise above noise. Number 9. Quiet observation, cold intelligence, absolute control. A silent winner understands that the most dangerous man in any environment is not the one who speaks the loudest, boasts the most, or tries to dominate conversations with empty confidence. It is the one who watches, measures, calculates, and responds only when it benefits him. This man does not waste breath trying to impress anyone. He does not need validation to feel powerful. His silence is his discipline, and his discipline is his authority. While others broadcast their every emotion, he conceals his inner world behind a mask of calm detachment. And this mask is not a facade, it is a strategy. It protects him from emotional manipulation, shields him from unnecessary conflict, and prevents others from gaining access to the thoughts that drive his ambition. A silent winner is not silent because he lacks words. He is silent because he understands the value of speaking at the right moment. He knows that timing is everything. He knows that power blossoms in the unseen. He knows that the most impactful moves happen without applause. And so he stops announcing his goals, stops declaring his intentions, stops explaining his mindset to people who aren't even qualified to understand it. His silence confuses some, intimidates others, and intrigues everyone. People wonder why he is so calm. They wonder why he listens more than he talks. They wonder why he doesn't react the way they expect him to. This psychological misalignment gives him the advantage in every interaction. While they try to read him, they expose themselves. While they try to provoke him, they reveal their own emotional fragility. While they try to lead the conversation, they unknowingly give him all the information he needs to predict their next move. Silence turns him into a psychological mirror, one that reflects back the true character of everyone around him. But the silent winner does not weaponize this awareness out of pettiness. He uses it to navigate life with strategic precision. He can instantly identify who respects him and who envies him. He can detect the insecure ones who hide their weakness behind criticism. He can spot the manipulators, the liars, the opportunists, and the emotional leeches in seconds. And instead of confronting them loudly, he adjusts quietly. He withdraws his energy. He distances his presence. He recalibrates his trust. This silent readjustment is how he preserves his inner peace. No drama, no threats, no arguments, just a silent recalibration of alignment. Silent winners also understand that emotional reactions are currency and that giving them away freely makes you bankrupt. So they train themselves to stay unmoved by insults, unaffected by arrogance, and uninterested in pointless competition. Their superiority is internal, not theatrical. And that is exactly what makes them frightening. You cannot shake a man who is not emotionally dependent on the world. You cannot control a man who does not need approval. You cannot distract a man who does not fear being alone with his thoughts. Most people crumble when silence enters the room. They panic, they overshare, they try to fill the gap. But a silent winner thrives there. Silence is his kingdom, where he thinks, plans, strengthens, and sharpens himself. In that quiet space, he builds his next move while everyone else exposes theirs. He learns patience, and patience becomes his leverage. He learns focus, and focus becomes his weapon. He learns emotional self-governance, and that becomes his throne. As he evolves, he no longer reacts to small things because he has built himself for something bigger. Small minds become irrelevant, petty attacks become laughable, and childish games become invisible. His silence becomes the ultimate filter. Only the worthy can handle it. Only the disciplined can understand it. And only the strong can mirror it. And once you begin to embody this mindset, you will notice the shift. People will approach you differently. They will speak to you differently. They will measure their words around you. Why? Because your silence forces them to confront themselves. It forces them to question their own intentions. It forces them to recognize the presence of someone who is operating on a different level. That presence is what makes a silent winner powerful without lifting a finger. He doesn't need dominance rituals, loud threats, or emotional displays. His very existence becomes a lesson in psychological control. His silence becomes an aura, heavy, respected, and unbreakable. And when a man reaches this stage, there is nothing left that can pull him back into chaos. He has risen above noise, risen above ego, risen above emotional dependency. He has become the kind of man whose silence speaks louder than other people's screams. If you're ready to continue rising into this version of yourself, then comment this phrase right now: "My silence transforms me." Number 10. The final code of silent power. A silent winner's power doesn't come from what he shows the world. It comes from what he refuses to show. He understands that in every interaction, the person who speaks the least usually holds the most control, because silence forces the other side to reveal themselves. When you speak less, people project their assumptions onto you, and those assumptions become a roadmap to their insecurities, desires, and intentions. The silent winner uses this information not to manipulate recklessly, but to navigate strategically. He learns how to read people not through their words, but through their patterns, their inconsistencies, their emotional slips. And because he doesn't rush to fill the silence, he notices everything, every hesitation, every tone shift, every hidden motive. His silence becomes an intelligence advantage, a psychological tool that keeps him ahead while others underestimate him. And this advantage expands into every part of his life. Silent winners make better decisions because they are not clouded by impulsive reactions. They see opportunities clearly because their mind is not polluted by noise. They maintain emotional stability because they don't allow the world to pull them into unnecessary conflicts. People who lack discipline drain themselves trying to defend their opinions, prove their worth, or win arguments that don't matter. But the silent winner conserves his energy for real battles, the ones that shape his future. He doesn't fear being misunderstood because he knows that misunderstanding protects his strategy. He doesn't chase validation because his self-respect comes from discipline. He doesn't explain his ambition because explanation weakens intention. The more he grows into this identity, the more powerful his presence becomes. People feel his calmness before he speaks. They feel his confidence without him having to prove anything. They feel his authority simply because he is unaffected by the emotions that control everyone else. That emotional neutrality is what makes him untouchable. When others lose balance, he stays grounded. When others react, he observes. When others panic, he plans. This is the psychology of true, quiet power, steady, strategic, and disciplined. And once a man taps into this level of control, no one can pull him back into chaos. If you're ready to claim this next level of inner authority and keep rising into the mindset of a true silent winner, then comment this phrase right now: "I lead with quiet strength."